we're going to jump right into it without me blabbing a whole bunch, and we're just going to have fun with it. So I will try my best to start with modifications and then progress on. And I said I wasn't going to talk, and now I'm talking. So we're going to go into it. We're going to go straight into a plank. And elbows underneath the shoulders, belly button lifted. Think about the long line from your heels all the way to the top of your head, lifting the belly button, but without lifting the butt. And just press through the heels, press it down through your elbows, and just breathe into it. We're just thinking about our alignment for a second and giving our core a little workout and engaging the body, saying, hey, wake up. It's time to work out and be strong and awesome and be you. Okay, so we're going to take this onto our sides. For this first one, I want you to go ahead and lower the knee down, just because we're going to work on making sure it's correct before we jump into it and make it harder. I'm going to take my hand out in front so I feel nice and stable, long line, tippy top of the head, all the way down to that heel, just like we did. We're going to take these hips and we're going to just dip and lift, keeping them still nice and in line. Now, if I want to make this harder, I'm going to take that bottom foot and place it right behind the back foot. Still dip and lift. If I want to make it a little bit harder, I'm going to take the top leg and stack it one on top of the other. And you can make it a little bit more fun and have this arm up if that's your thing. Make sure this shoulder is staying pulled down, nothing up by the ear. You want a nice long, beautiful neck. And we're gonna do one last one. And then go ahead and lower yourself all the way down onto your side. Take your hand long out. We're gonna extend the legs out nice and long. Then from the hip, we're just going to bring the feet towards the front corner of our mat if we have a mat. If not, just bring them so they're about at like a 45-degree angle and flex your feet. Take a second. We want to make sure that our hips are stacked one on top of the other. What that means is, I don't know if you can see very well, but we want the hips one right on top of the other. We're taking this top hip and pulling it down. Also, that will align our heels. We'll feel the heels lining up one on top of the other. So from here, you'll also feel this nice little lift in here. You may not have this space, that's fine. You may have it. It's just that feeling of lightness and feeling of space between the rib cage and your hip. From here, all we're gonna do is take that top leg and I want you to lift it about hip width up and really pull that leg down. So again, we have this even stack. So as if you're standing on flat ground, you're still keeping these even. Cool. From here, we're going to turn the top leg slightly out. That means the toe goes facing up. And we're going to kick it up towards the ceiling, point the toe, and squeeze, feel the heel. Now, I'm not going up very high, as you can tell, because I want to make sure I still keep this space and keep these hips stacked. That's what I'm really paying attention to. And my foot's all over the place. Don't worry if you're pointing or flexing. That's not really what we're focused on today. Today I want you to focus on these hips more so than anything else. Great, and I'm taking my hand. You can take your hand and place it in front of you if you feel like you want a little more stability, but this is not to lean into. This is just to make sure that, if you're feeling a little rocky, it's just a little more comfort there. But I like to take mine and just check in and make sure everything is where it needs to be. I'm keeping my neck nice and long. And we're going to do one last one. Bring it down at about hip width apart and keep it there. From here, knees are both facing forward. That means both toes are facing forward. We're going to bring the foot as far forward as you can. Flex if you're not already flexed. Bring it back as far as you can. We're still checking in with the hips. Nothing's happening here. They're staying nice and still. This should not move at all, which is really hard. And then point the toe. And bring it forward. I told you it's hard. And bringing the heel back again. You can have this as nice little hey, be stable, be strong. And flex the toe and bring it back. So we're pointing, coming forward. I'm doing a terrible job of keeping track of the toe because, again, I don't really care if you want to point or flex on this one. I more so want you to focus on the alignment of your body, and this whole thing staying completely still and just that leg moving. Great. This time I want you to bring it up, give it a little kick, kick, and bring it back. And same thing, bring it forward, kick, kick, and bring it back. Keep that hip still. That's more of a note to me than it is to you. And something that helps here too is thinking about flexing the bottom foot and pressing that leg into the floor. We're gonna take it back, hold it there, keep it there, bend the knee, grab onto it, and you basically get to relax here. Don't worry so much about the body. Try to keep that the heel up, but you can relax the knee on top of the other knee and just enjoy a nice little stretch. Maybe even pull it back a little if that feels good for you. Release that, turn onto your stomach. No, you don't get to rest. Okay, so for here, we're gonna take the elbows right underneath the shoulders again, but I'm not gonna make you do a plank. But what I do want you to do is think about the belly button and lift it up. So we're trying to get that belly up off of the floor, pulling the shoulders down towards the hips. And basically what's happening is we're engaging the core in this exercise. Feet are together. We're gonna take one leg, flex the foot, bring it towards your butt, and then lower it down. Other leg, flex the foot, bring it towards your butt, and bring it down, lifting the belly button. See if you can keep that belly up off of the floor. Now, if you're having fun with this, you wanna make it a little bit harder. You can come up onto the knees, lift the leg off of the floor long and straight, then flex the foot and bring it in, lower it down. So that knee is coming off of the floor, we're keeping the hips still, and then bringing it back down. So only one knee is on the floor for this one, because I don't want you guys hurting your knees at all, which is why I keep emphasizing that. And really make sure those hips are staying completely still and we're lifting the belly button. This is a nice little butt workout and core workout, and also pressing the hands into the floor. Let's engage the arms and get a little bit of an arm workout in there as well. Next up, I'm super excited, is one of my favorite exercises. So just hold on to this for a minute, and when we're done with it, we get the good one, which, as you guys probably already know, you might hate it because we don't all like the same things. Cool, we're gonna finish up on that last leg, and lower the leg down, lower the hips down, and lower yourself down. And no, you don't get to relax. No way. So we're gonna take the hands beside us, palms down about in line with the shoulders, and just relax those for now. All I want you to do, go ahead and take the head to the side and just place it down and relax the upper body. From here, we're gonna take the feet about hip width apart, and I want you to just lift the legs up off the floor, lower them down, and we're gonna lift the chest. Lower the chest, lift the legs, lower the legs, lift the chest. Great. We are thinking about lifting the belly button, and even though it does seem like it's nice and relaxed, we're really not. Everything's still working. Now, if you wanna have a little bit more fun with this, we're gonna lift the legs, lower the legs, and lift the chest with the arms. You're gonna go a little bit higher. Lower the chest, lift the legs, lift the chest, lower the legs. And it's just a little rocking horse. And if you're having fun with that, this is my favorite. We're gonna go down and lift, down and lift. And you'll feel in the abs, you're working your core to help you get this rock down. Woo! Okay, maybe it's not your favorite, but I love it. And go ahead, lower down and push back into child's pose. Get a nice little stretch there for your lower back after that. Okay, enough relaxing. We're gonna go on to the other side. So, if you remember, we started in a plank. Elbows underneath your shoulders, and knees, lift them up, reaching long through the heels, feet together. We're thinking about the long line from the tippy top of your head down to the heels. And give a little press through the heels, give a press into the floor, lift the belly button, breathe into it, enjoy it, a nice little second to just check in. I might have to rearrange myself so I don't kick this glass table behind me. We're gonna go on to the side. So again, you can lower that knee down and give yourself a little bit extra lift there if you would like. Take the hand, face it forward, hand on the hip. We're going to dip the hip and lift, dip and lift. There are different ways of doing this, but this is how I want to do it today. Think about the nice long neck, pulling the shoulders down towards the hips. If you want, take that foot behind the other one. If you want to make it a little bit harder, if you want to make it even harder, feet one on top of the other. Dip and lift. Pressing the hand into the floor, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Breathing into it, thinking about your stacking one on top of the other. Thinking so much about form, because there's nothing else for us to think about right now. And lower yourself down all the way down onto your side. And checking to make sure I'm not going to kick anything. Doing Pilates inside is always a fun challenge. Bring those feet towards the front corner of the mat, or if you don't have a corner, think about 45. Again, we're going to think about those hips. You can lift the leg up too if you want, if that helps, and reach the heel down, pulling this hip so it's one on top of the other as if we're standing on flat ground. We're also thinking about pulling the shoulders down towards the hip so we keep this long neck. If you want, you can take the hand in front and turn the toe facing upwards. Obviously, some of us have a better turnout than others. Mine is not very good. From here, keeping this hip pulled down, we're going to reach the leg and squeeze heel to heel. And reach. Something I didn't talk about on the other side that I love to talk about is using your imagination. Feel free to pretend like there's a rubber band tied between tying your legs together and you're squeezing to pull that rubber band apart. And then you have a rubber band pulling the other way and you have to squeeze to pull that down. And something that does help with keeping the hips stacked is thinking about reaching the heel to the heel, one on top of the other. And take your time with this. This is not a speedy thing. I always feel like Pilates is the hurdle in the hare and the tortoise race. I'm going to do one last one. Bring it down about hip width apart. Keep it there. Toes facing forward, both toes facing forward. I might run into issues here. We're going to see in just a second. So bring that leg forward as far as you can, keeping the heels, the hips where they are, bringing it back as far as you can. Oh man, I'm going to kick it. Okay, bringing it forward and bringing it back. I'm going to cheat a little and bend my leg. So bring it back. Whoa, without using a terrible alignment move. So for me, I'm just going to bend my leg slightly so I can pull that leg back. Although then it's too far, so I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to bring it back to where I hit the table. Oh, modifying for houses. Modifying for space. I should be done with Pilates. Remember all those fun alignment things again, so you use that hand in front. It's not so much to lean on, it's just there to say, you're okay, you're balanced, you're good. Okay, last one. Oh, bringing it forward. I almost forgot. Kick, kick. Bring it back. And again, I almost forgot a kick, kick. I love our kick, kick. Because it lets you go a little bit further, but reminds you to stay in control. And always makes me feel a little bit stronger than not because it's being forced or anything like that. I just, the extra little kick makes me feel strong. I guess not stronger than I am. It makes me realize how strong I am. And especially when I start making weird sounds, that makes me feel very strong too. Okay, let's go ahead. Do one last one. Kick, kick. Bring it back, bend the knee. Bring your foot towards your butt. And if it doesn't quite get there, don't worry about that. You can relax in it and you can just enjoy hanging out and reaching your foot towards your butt. And just breathing into it. That feels good. And go ahead and release it. Roll onto your back. Stretch through your fingertips and your toes. Lift the hands up, lifting your arms and roll on up. Shift again. And reach out over your toes. And let's roll down, reaching out long. Again, if you want, take the hands underneath the thighs. Feel free to use your hands to help you up. The main thing I don't want you to do when you're coming up is doing like a, take your time with it. Slow, 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 even if that means that you're gonna have to use your hands. Because your muscles are actually working more, and this is more of a workout to take your time and use your hands than if you do this type of thing. Then you're not getting the workout, you're not building those muscles. And last one, reach out over your toes. Feel free to relax in this, enjoy a nice stretch. Breathe into it. Relax the shoulders. You guys are doing great. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Okay. And now go enjoy life.